Hey guys, welcome back to our next video of us.
It's in the same background but with a pizza in the
So
front.
we are having some pizza conversations right now. We are talking about some movies about adaptations of books, and we are talking about new release, new upcoming books in 2024 and 2025.
We don't like
Just like ketchup, so sometimes we take some extra ketchup from here and we use in our own food.
yeah, we do.
You can do that.
Wait for it. Yeah, it makes sense.
But I don't like people use plastics everywhere. There's a use of plastics in every food that shall I spray or no?
I want to have it without the ketchup first. I want to have the first slice without the ketchup. Take the first bite.
Yeah, please go ahead. How is it?
Mm.
It's good.
Okay.
Today morning when I was just searching in my web, I found Verity movie is going to be released. Really?
Yeah, I know that. Of course, it's one of our favorite books. Yeah.
Author also, Colin Hoover.
Yeah, there was one time he hated Solomon.
Oh my god, I hate it.
But after reading Verity, his perspective changed.
I've shared that in the video. I read Colin Hoover's book Verity, but that was not the first book. I read November 9 first, and then I read Verity. I was so angry at her, because of a story that she has written.
Because it's dark. Yes.
It's super dark. It's like darker than our future. It's darker than any Nepalese community people. It's darker than our Nepal. It's darker than our political leaders. I really want to watch the movie. Even after we have read the book, I just want to compare the book and the movie, how different it is.
Yeah. Speaking of books getting into movies, let's discuss some of the books that has been adapted into movies. Do you know about any of those?
I know quite few books that has been adapted from movies that are adapted from books. Yeah, one of the most iconic movie adapted from a book is Harry Potter. Oh my god, nobody can miss this book. I think if you don't know this book, or if you don't know this, if you haven't watched this, I think you are living in the not chicken box, inside a box. So we are in a cafe called Chicken Box. That's why maybe I use that word. But you are still inside a box if you haven't watched this, or even if you don't. Do you know something about J.K. Rowling?
Which the author.
Okay, I'll tell you some interesting fact about her. So her book was rejected more than 12 times. So in the 13th time, the publisher finally published the book. You know why it was rejected?
The Harry Potter was rejected.
Potter, yeah. So obviously, the publisher didn't like the story. Maybe that was the reason. But so many publishers rejected her book because she was female. So at that time, there was one hype or information that if there is an author who is a female, nobody gonna read that book. And her actual name is not J.K. Rowling. It's something J. Rowling. And the key in her name is her some relative, her family member name, maybe her grandfather or something.
So basically, she attached the name of a guy
Exactly.
to her own name.
So JK sounds like a male. Like JK is a male.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I did not know if that author was a male or a female. So I was gonna say, oh, is she a female author?
She's a male. Sorry, she's a female. She attached JK, so that it sounds like a male. And the publishers finally, okay, I'm gonna publish this book because it sounds like a male author now. Oh my god, that blew my mind at some point, having that kind of sexual discrimination in that era. Oh my god, not totally acceptable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, from that time where female authors were not accepted in the society to the time where female authors,
oh my god,
Polly Jackson, are writing dark thriller books and they're selling amazing. Speaking of Holly Jackson, speaking of Holly Jackson, so one movie adaptation from the book is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Not a movie, but it's a series adaptation. I haven't watched it, but I have definitely read the series and it is amazing. I have read the series, all three books in the series, and there's the release of the very recently. The series has also been released on Netflix. So if you're not into books, you can go and watch the series as well. So this video is also something that can be like a recommendation for you, not just about books but also about movie. So if you do not want to read the book at first, you can watch the movie, get familiar with the characters, and then you might have you might have nouns of interest in reading the book as well.
Yeah, that's so true.
Lots of romance novels also. Heartstopper.
Heartstopper.
Read Warriors.
He recommended me to read Heartstopper. I was totally denying first, but it was a graphic novel.
Oh.
I said, all right, let's taste it. And I loved it. I read volume 1 and volume 2.
I have read all 4 volumes.
She told me some facts about what's his name?
Charlie.
And yeah, I didn't know that because I haven't read completely.
So volume 3 and volume 4 is definitely my favorite. It stands out because in volume 3, like the Heartstopper people like Charlie and his school friends, and like Nick and Charlie's school friends and their close friends, the entire school gang goes to Paris. Yeah, so it's like a travel and a sort of a thing, and it's quite interesting to like read and look at. And volume 4 is because it talks about mental health issues and it portrays it in such a sweet, like such a aware, attentive manner. Like, yeah. So it talks about eating disorders, OCD, all of that. So I think 2 of the books, volume 3 and volume 4, is definitely my favorite and stands out for me.
Yeah. And another book that came in the movie is Tuesday with Morrie. And you know what? I gifted that book to one of my professors of my university.
Yeah, I know that. You have tried it with you.
Oh my god, that book was really. It's a feel good movie. It's a drama. So in that movie, there is a guy, and he used to visit Morrie every Tuesday to get some life lesson. So he used to be a part-time. So he used to be a worker. He works in a company, and because of that, he couldn't give proper time to his wife. And because of that, they had some quarrels, some arguments and everything. And he made Morrie. And Morrie started giving him life lessons, like how you should focus, how you can balance everything, how you should be happy and everything.
So they meet every Tuesday and talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's why that movie and that book. I have read the book. Sorry, I have read the book and also I have watched the movie. So I would prefer to watch movie of that book instead of reading the book.
So actually, I've made a list of like the. I think I'm gonna quickly read it out to you. The Boy in Striped Pajamas. I think I have like mentioned about this book to you like long back, if you remember. Like when
I remember the word pajama.
Yeah.
The book.
Yeah. When you were asking for recommendations, then I thought you could read this because it's short. Yeah. So this movie was released in like 2008, so quite an old movie. Then, of course, Heartstopper series has been mentioned. There are 3 seasons in total. Then there's one thriller series that's called You on Netflix. It was very popular. Some of you might have also watched it. And there's also a book. If you did not know, that the series also has book. So I think there are 4 books available. Yes, you can also watch if you wanna watch something dark and thrilling and disturbing. Definitely go for this series, or you can read the book. That's definitely up to you. Pride and Prejudice.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Jane Austen, yeah, that's a classic. It's an old movie.
Yeah.
It's a romance. Any romance lover, please go ahead. And then there's a queer romance, like 2 guys in love with each other. It's called Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. And she usually writes. I've seen other books by her, and there are like 2 females in love with each other. So I don't remember the book, unfortunately, but I think she's the author who usually.
They are by so.
Yeah, who usually writes book on those topics. She covers those topics, I believe. Yeah. And then there are a lot of detective shows, detective movies, not shows. Sorry. Agatha Christie.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. Writes crime novels. right? So Agatha Christie's, there are like lots of books like written by her. But some of those books that was popular and was adapted into movies was Death on the Nile, and then there was Murder on the Orient Express. It Ends with Us, very recent release by Colin Hoover. Yeah, talking about thriller books. Starts written by John Green. Turtles All the Way
Down.
Very recent release. In fact,
And the orange cover.
by the same author.
I've watched the movie.
Yeah,
I also tried reading the book. I read some 50 to 60 pages, and then I prefer watching the movie.
There's Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, which is also turning 40. And there's some like the note talk about
Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah, Nicholas Sparks. To all the boys, all the movies. The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is on Amazon Prime. This is also a book and a movie. The Kite Runner.
Kite Runner by
I have read the book. I haven't watched the
Khalid
movie.
Hosseini,
Yeah.
the author of A Thousand Splendid Suns.
And this one book, Bridge to Terabithia, I did not know it. Bridge to Terabithia. So I hope I'm not butchering the name. So this was a movie that I watched like long. I was very little. Not very little. Like I was in the early teenage, I think. Yeah. When I watched this movie, and I was teary. I was so emotional because it ended in such a way that that got me into tears, right? And I did not know that this movie also had a book. I don't know if the movie was made first or the book was written first. But yeah, you can also watch that. I wanted to mention it because it just clicked on my memory. Yeah, those are the books that has been adapted into movies, and may not be aware of the others. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe we aren't aware of other books because I think every day like thousands of books are being released. But I think it depends on if we have watched the movie, then all right. So this if we are read the book, okay, this movie is going to be released. But if we haven't read the book, I don't think we have lots of information about those, right?
That brings us to say that if you think that we are missing out on some really good recommendations, you can leave them in the comments. Let us know about those movies as well.
I think it's free of cost to comment. They don't have to pay me. Pay us.
Yeah, they
It
don't.
doesn't cost anything. Make sure you subscribe. Does it cost something to subscribe?
Definitely not. We are sorry if you were being clumsy while eating, but yeah, it's very comfortable. Yeah. That's it.
Thank you for watching.